Becky Lynch definitely needs to beat Lyra Valkyria for this title, for the IC title. That was basically made official at Backlash. They had a segment yesterday where Becky kind of came out, laid out her explanation for why she did what she did, and basically goaded Lyra into challenging her for a IC title match at Backlash. With what happened also on SmackDown the week prior with Zelina Vega winning the US title, I'm really hoping that going forward with this IC title between Becky and Lyra, with Becky winning, that we get a lot more actual stories, longevity in terms of like a title reign and like significance. Maybe having Becky Lynch run this IC title run as like a monster heel, kind of having great matches with a bunch of the young people that are now coming up on the card, especially with all the NXT women that are coming up. Maybe even lead the faction that seems to be forming with Roxanne, Gila, and everybody else. So I kind of hope that this means for the future of the women's division more tangible, long-form stories in the mid-card, since both in the lead-up to WrestleMania, the same year that these titles were introduced, they were nowhere to be found on the WrestleMania show. Chelsea Green, I think, should have had a longer reign, should have had way more comedy segments, and a bunch of cool defenses to really highlight, you know, her reign. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But in general, I do think that having bigger names attached to this IC title, and to a lesser extent the US title, will really help build these titles. Maybe Charlotte goes down and gets the US title on SmackDown or something like that, because there needs to be some real meat and real reason that people want to go after these titles. We haven't really seen any tournaments or anything like that, or anything really putting these new titles on a pedestal. So I'm hoping within this next calendar year, since this past Mania, we'll have more relevance and focus on these titles, and hopefully they get more main event spots and bigger spots in the future for the women.